Yes, now we are seeing the screen.
Okay.
You have to run or play your presentation.
Now full screen
Okay, you
is
can start now.
okay. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Today I am going to present the Rus theory and the absurd theater or theory. These are our table of the content that what I am going to present, that what is the Rus theory, what is the absurd theory, and how both terms are the different. So first we look into the Rus theory. In Indian aesthetic, Rus is the Sanskrit word, literally meaning juice, essence, or taste. It connects with Indian art about the aesthetic flavor of any visual, literary, or musical work that evoke an emotion or feeling in the reader or audience but cannot be described. And now, what is the absurd theater? The theatre of absurd or dramatic work or certain European and American dramatists of the 1950s and early 60s who agree with the existentialist philosophy, Albert Camus' assessment in his essay, The Myth of Sisyphus, that the human situation is essentially absurd and devoid of purpose. So we can see that the Rasa theory and the theory of absurd both concerned with the drama, and it's very helpful in the representation of the drama. Now, the theater of history of the theater of absurd. This movement, influenced by the existentialism, and begin in the form of experimental theater in Paris, and resultantly, after the spread of the absurd from in other country, absurdist play were written in French. Absurd element first came into existence after the rise of Greek drama in the play of the Aristophanes in the form of old comedy. Now, how the theory of Rasa are emerge or come out or origin. So, in a Natya Shastra, Bharat Muni found the theory of Rasa. Natya is the originally word nat, which means act or represent. The word Shastra means present, rules, manual, Cavendam book or treatise, and is generally used as a suffix in the Indian literature context for knowledge in a defined area of practice. Compilation is dated to between the 200 BCE and 200 CE. Theory of and it consists the theory of Navaras. So Natya Shastra is very interesting work written by the Bharat Muni, and it consists the theory of Rasa. But we of Natya disturbing in a language, illogical speech, and meaningless plot. This kind of men's commune with the universe, in fact, absurd value of life, vulgarness about the time, place, and character, lack of a communication and a character. So we can found that we have also studied the Waiting for Godot. It is the most important play which consists this absurd theory and existential theory. So we came to know the all the absurd drama consists of all question of the existence. Like our character Vladimir and Estragon also has the question of the existence and the disturbed language. So we also found the disturbing in language that we can't get idea that really what really want to say the character. And in the opening scene of Waiting for Godot, our protagonist says that nothing to be done. So the language is totally disturbed, illogical speech and meaningless plot. We cannot find any meaning or logic in the plot. Whatever the protagonist doing is totally meaninglessness. So these kind of the characteristics we found in the absurd drama. Now, Ras Nispati. For understanding of the Ras theory, it is necessary to understand how Ras is immersed, because the whole theory of Ras is based on this maxim by the Bharat Muni, and this maxim is Vibhav, Anubhav, Vyabhichari Bhav, Sayogaha, Ras Nispati. It means how Ras is Nispan or Utpan. So Ras is the born out of the combination of Vibhav, Anubhav and Vyabhichari Bhav. For understanding of the Rasa theory, it is necessary to understand what is the Bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav and Vyabhichari Bhav. So Bhav is what does mean by the Bhav, and Bhav is they are the element very much needed for the ras anything. They directly appeal to the heart of the reader, and they can produce ras, and they stand for the emotion and hoods, and they can be a sthai, vibhav, anubhav, vyabhichari bhav and sattvic bhav. Now what does mean by the vibhav? Vibhav means the object condition producing an emotions, and we can divide the vibhav into two parts, alamban vibhav and udipan vibhav. What does mean by the alamban vibhav? That alamban vibhav means a person or person with reference whom the emotion is manifested. And now come to the Udipan Vibhav. The Udipan Vibhav means the circumstance which help to immerse emotions. It is the meaning of the Vibhav. Now Sthai Bhav. Sthai Bhav means the past experience which help to create a rasa. It is also known as Samaskara or Roshana. And now Anubhav, it means the bodily expression by which the emotion is expressed. Thus the arch glance of the lady and her inward smiling may be regarded as Anubhava. And now Vyabhichari Bhav, it means a series of diverse emotions that feed the dominance of emotions. So it is necessary to understand what does mean by Vibhav, Anubhav, Vyabhichari Bhav, and it's a Sayoga create a Ras Nispati. Now, various critical view of Ras theory. Now we understand the maximum of Ras, that how Ras is immersed or Ras is produced. But for producing of the Rasa, there are so many critics who criticize this maxim, and it is necessary to understand what is the basic meaning of Nishpatti, Utpatti in that particular maxim. So, Bhattalolata give the Utpattivad, Samkukka give the Anumitivad, Nayaka gave the Bhuktivad, and Abhinav Gupta gave the Abhivyaktivad. So, first we take Bhatt Utpattivad. Lollard's view that Ras is related to the Vibhav in the relation of a produce and the producer and as effect and cause. It means Bhatt says that this word Vibhav is connected with producer and effect and cause. And he says that the Vibhav are to be regarded as the cause, and they must be regarded as the cause of agency and efficiency. It means he says that all the Ras theory is based on a Nimit and Karan. If there is a Nimit and Karan, that only the Ras Nispati is happening. Now come to the Samkukka. Samkukka believe that the maxim word Nispati, Samkukka give the preference to the word Nispati. Nispati, he says that Anumiti and Shamayoga, word with the reference of the Anupam and Anupamya. According to Samkukka, Vibhav are the Anumapak and Ras is Anumapya. Samkukka introduced the simulate of the painting to explaining the enlightenment of the aesthetic emotions. And Samkukka gives the example of a painting of horse, and he says that just a painted horse can be said that it is not a horse, and that is horse. So of an aesthetic experience, we can say that it is both real and unreal. Now came to the Nayak Bhuktivad. So Bhattanayak believe in a Nispati. He says that it is Nispati means a bhog or bhukti, and that is why Bhuktivad came out. According to Bhattanayaka, Ras is the neither produce nor suggest or create by anything. and he gave the three clarification for Rus theory: Abhida, Bhavakatva, and Bhojakatva. Abhida means it is a commonly accepted power of a literary or primary sense. Bhavakatva means it is a feeling related to the poetic language through which the Vibhav and the other grabbed in the universe way. And now Bhojakatva, the Sthai Bhav is enjoyed with considering the Rajas and Tamas in the mind of a spectator. And the enlightenment of Ras is not the object of ordinary psychology but aesthetic psychology. So this concept is given by the Bhatnaika. Now the Abhinav Gupta. Abhinav Gupta's criticism is most important criticism because he was the first who gave this kind of criticism against the maxim of Bharat Muni. Of the point of view of Abhinav Gupta, Nispati means Abhivyakti and Shamyoga means Vyangya, Vyanjaka. So we can see that he emphasized Nispati as Abhivyakti and Samyogya means Vyangya, Vyanjana, Vyanjaka. A relation Abhinav Gupta focus more on an intuition. The emotion is understood and intuited, and when they are excited aesthetically, it becomes rasa. And for producing of the ras, it is necessary to have a sthai bhav. So it is a critical theory on the maxim of Bharat Muni for producing production of the ras. Now we come to the feature of the absurd plot. That we can see that it is necessary for rasa theory to Sanyoga and Nispati, but the feature of absurd play is totally different. Like a rasa theory, there is the absence, emptiness, nothingness, unresolved, and mystery in absurd theater. Okay, we have also played, we also have watched a play, Waiting for Godot. So we have found that there is the absence in a plot. There is the nothing, emptiness. We have found just one tree on a whole plot. Nothingness, talking is totally foolish, meaninglessness of life, mystery here means, like for example, in Waiting for Godot, there is Godot is mystery, that everyone is waiting for Godot, but no one knows who is the Godot. So there is some kind of mystery in a absurd plot. And as we know, there is a nothingness and a question connected with the existence of a person. Now, nine kind of rasa. It is a very interesting that Bharat Muni gave the nine kind of rasa. And that nine kind of rasa: Shringar, Hashya, Karun, Rodra, Veer, Bhayanak, Bibhatsa, and Adbhuta and Shantaras. In a Natya Shastra, Bharat Muni only discussed the 8 ras, and later on Shanta ras is included as a 9 rasa. Now comparison of the both theory. Okay, so rasa theory is established by the Bharat Muni. It is a full of meaning, full of ras, full of aesthetic delight. It consists the 9 kind of ras, and this ras theory is known as a school of rasa. And as we know that Bharat Muni wrote this theory of rasa or a concept of Natya Shastra from Brahma, and a different god gives a different kind of some music and nut and all thing. Like Lord Shiva give a dance to Bharat Muni, and Bharat Muni 100 son playing the role of different player, and the play was gone. And now the absurd theory established by the Martin Astley, Samuel Beckett, Harold Pinter. They all are the absurd writer. The meaninglessness of life. Okay, they describe the reality of life. They not describe the fancy or imagination anyhow, but they describe there is nothing in the life, totally meaninglessness of life. And now in our Corona time, we can found that there is nothing in life. We don't have idea and what happened next to us. Nothingness. Okay, nothingness in the life, and searching of the self is the most important question for the existential or absurd theory. That we are searching ourselves, we are doing a time pass, we are doing something, dancing, cheering up, gossiping, we are doing routines, but there is nothing in life, and we are just doing the time pass. So both theories are totally different from each other. One is the full of fancy, full of imagination, full of love, aesthetic delights, full of natural description, while other is the reality of life. There is nothingness, barrenness, meaninglessness of life. So I have tried to compare the both theory, that how we are the Western theory and Indian theory are compared. and it's totally different. Like we are Indians are habitual to enjoy everything and every moment, and not we are Indians, but all of us in the whole world. But there is always absurdity in our life and rust in our life. It's my citation. Thank you.
Okay, questions to Nidhi, Niyati, and Riddhi.